No.
Matt actually did say to me once during a take, I had a kind of a question about what the meaning was below that. He said, just say the line, monkey. Which stung, to be honest.
We forget that monkeys have feelings. No, but the truth is, with regard to all of the actors, we are not a show. There are shows and showrunners who will talk a lot about being word-for-word shows. And we take great care to write all of the stuff that's on. I mean, it's not most lines in a burn notice aren't really throwaway lines. I think everything advances the plot. It's a very clockwork mechanism. At the same time, we really rely on the actors, not just for funny stuff, but also for dramatic stuff. Bruce is the master of the last line, and so chances are if you see Sam have a last line in a scene, probably Bruce Campbell came up with that line, because he won't say the ones we write. No, truthfully, he always gives us the ones we write, and then he does better ones.
But I should clarify. None of the actors get out of bed going, "Hey, I'm going to do some ad-libbing today." Sometimes the words come out and they're perfect, they're fine. And sometimes they're even more perfect, so you don't do anything. And sometimes an actor just thinks of something. So a lot of times if you inhabit a character for 3 years now, going on 8, we do have an idea. We have an idea of how that character would react or feel, but we do have a lot of respect for the writers because they keep giving us really good stuff, so we try not to get in too much trouble. Plus, at the end of the day, if they don't like it, they just cut it out. So,
actually, I mean, there's one thing. It was interesting watching Ben work with Jeffrey, because Jeffrey does a lot of the same things that Bruce does. I mean, a lot of the funny, he comes up with funny lines, but the interplay between Jeffrey and Ben is very dramatic, and you'll see as the season goes on. I mean, that's a really prickly relationship, and it goes to some really dramatic places. And I'd actually be interested to hear your thoughts, Ben, on that process of working together, because you guys went to the same graduate school, yes?
Yeah, Jeffrey and I were both at the NYU drama school in the 90s. And I think, he had something to do, it wasn't a coincidence, right?
No, he really respected your work, and it was because you guys kind of worked out a process on the set where they would go over the script and then talk about it. It was usually for about 6 hours. We'd push the day shooting to the next day, and then I'm kidding. But I'd just be interested because you guys really felt your way through those scenes and kind of reworked it.
Well, there was one. We shot those episodes out of order. So we shot what is going to air tonight first, and then we shot what aired last week second. And so there was just something about the relationship that we found on our first day of working, even though it was the second episode in the story, that then when we went later to shoot the episode that introduced the character, we realized that something that I was saying we'd already kind of was already inconsistent with the discovery we'd already made about the character that was happening later. And so we talked about it, and the writer was there, and I think it had to do with something. It had to do with Strickler saying to Michael, whatever it takes, I'm a closer, and whatever it takes, I'm gonna, I'm going. I don't even remember what the original line was. Had something to do with Strickler telling him, I'm going to seduce you. Whatever happens, I'm going to win you over. And because we'd already shot that second scene, which was very kind of soft sell, we realized, it's better if he doesn't say that. It's better if when Michael objects, he just says, as I think I do at the end of the last episode, okay, fine, just think about what you want, and I'll be around. Yeah. And two nice things about it. When you're a guest on a show, sometimes the politics of being the guest person don't allow for you to voice that opinion because you don't want to step out of line, and because we had this very trusting relationship that had to do with coming up together. I was able to do it, and so that was nice. It's like we got to play with the training set a little bit more than we usually do.
So, in answer to your question, does Bruce write all the funny lines? No, the truth is that certainly we're doing the writing, but it ultimately does turn into a collaboration with the actors. And we're fortunate in that, but for Jay, we hire smart actors.
Perhaps we can end this session with...
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got it. There's one other thing. I gotta hear this. Yes, please. For God's sake.
I think it's important to share a statement from all of us to all of you. Thank you for watching. Because if you didn't, we would not be here right now. You would be in the ballroom over there, looking at the new Twilight. We appreciate it. Keep watching. And thank God it's free, huh?
That's perfect. Okay, okay, what the hell do I say now? Look, this would be Comic-Con without some swag, right? Each of you who got in here should have a ticket, yes? No?
This guy knows.
Yes, those tickets,
You see
those
some
wonderful ticket bearers, you are all entitled to, I believe, go down to the Fox booth. Somebody film me, yell quickly, the Fox booth, and grab yourselves one of these.
What?
Before anything happens, we're going to show a video before you. This is the panel. Let's give them a 1